Israel has a long way to go to improve the services it gives the tourists, but the recent Open Skies legislation has given the potential for Ben Gurion Airport to be a major regional hub. This is the opinion of Barry Libin, a leading travel agency figure in the United States. Minister of Tourism Uzi Landau has sought Libin's advice on steps to improve tourism to Israel, and the two will be meeting next week. I talked to Libin beforehand and heard what he had to say.
Israel's got some challenges in the tourist world. Certainly one of the things we hear from people is airfares are high. We think possibly if there is open skies, that might help it. So I think that would be a good thing. If Israel could become a hub for other airlines passing through here, we think that's a very positive development. You know, we're seeing airfares in various places of the world, certainly in the United States going down. In certain markets, we'd love to see airfares more reasonable to Tel Aviv without having to pass through Istanbul or other cities to get there. If people could come here nonstop cheaper, that would be a great thing.
Barry Libin, the CEO of Travel Leaders Group, the largest travel agency company in the United States, says he'd like to see more Jews coming to Israel.
You know, that's something that personally bothers me among my own Jewish friends. I say, have you been in Israel? And a lot of them say, no. Have you been in France 3 times? Have you been in Spain twice? Have you been in Morocco? Yes. You know, it's something that personally frustrates me. And again, a degree of that goes back to the preconceived fear of coming to Israel, which is, again, more fear in their minds than reality. Because when they get here, you say to them, even my own group last night at dinner, I said, how many of you are afraid now that you're here? They said, none of us. This is fantastic. I just think Israel has to do a better public relations campaign about how safe it is here.
Israel has come a long way in the past decade of bringing more tourists to the country. From less than 1 million a year a decade ago, this year over 3.5 million tourists are expected to visit, and over 5 million tourists are expected in 2015.
This was one of our bucket list trips, so it was just great to be here, and that price and wasn't so much the consideration, it was just the experience that we were here. So we loved it, had a great time. Can't wait to come back. We love the nation.
Tourists like Richard are easy sells. They come to be in the Holy Land, and this Israel has a monopoly on. Some tour operators in Israel decry the dearth of more economy-class accommodations.
I think we definitely need to invest some money in some more 2- and 3-star hotels for middle-class tourists coming in. Some of the luxury hotels here are amazing, and as far as value for your money, you're going to get it. But for the folks, who work for a living continually, it might be a little out of their price range, and so you have this gap between youth hostels or boutique hotels, and then you have the luxury 5-star. So I think if we invested some money in infrastructure, and I think Nir Barkat, our mayor, is looking to do that here in Jerusalem.
Even Tourism Minister Uzi Landau acknowledges that prices are high, but not everywhere.
It's important to bring down the prices of the hotel, but let me say, when you speak about the Sea of Galilee in that area, in that periphery, the prices over there are pretty low. You just go ahead and check it. It's not Tel Aviv. And even many of the people who work in this industry in the Tel Aviv area basically come from the periphery. So I'm speaking here not just as one who's very sensitive to the industry that he's responsible for, but also for the working person in our country.
Minister Landau has sought out advice from Barry Libin, and he's willing to share his advice.
We think Israel has the infrastructure to be a hub. We still think there are things that could be better. You have a world-class airport, I'll say that. Having traveled extensively throughout the world, I think Israel's airport compares with anyone's. The meet and greets for VIPs, etc. in Israel, a fabulous structure. I do think that the hotels in Israel, you have got some great places. I still think there are service issues in Israel hotels that need to be addressed if you want to be considered a world-class destination.
When you say there's a problem with Israeli services, what do you mean by that?
When people spend $500, $600, $700 a night for a hotel, they want to be spoiled, they want to be pampered, they want to be away from their everyday existence in New York or New Jersey or Cleveland or Ohio or Memphis, and they want to be in a world of pampering and just pleasure, and they don't want to think about aggravation. I don't think that is completely the case in an Israeli hotel. I think there's still a few steps they go to put the client in the world of the ultra luxury. I still think that Israel on that level has a way to go. Israel has unique properties that no one in the world. There is only one Israel. As we were chatting before. There's only one hotel. There's only one Masada. But when people are paying big money for vacation, they want it all. That's what people who have money want. They want it all. They want the great experience, and they want to be pampered. I think we have a little ways to go before we get the pampering part down.
In financial